Hello and welcome. My name is Céline and I'll be locking myself in a yarn shop today. Today I think I have the most exciting video I've ever made. I'll be hanging in the beautiful Knitters London yarn shop, unsupervised. Karin, the owner, has given me permission to lock myself in the yarn shop for the day. I'll be living every knitter's dream. I mean, what would you do if you had a whole yarn shop to yourself? I thought I'd ease myself into it by picking an outfit for the video. I'm gonna try on some samples and see what I'll stick with. I'm struggling to settle on one sample, so I think I'll just change throughout the day so that I don't have to pick one garment and I can wear all of them. I am alone at the yarn store after all, so I can do whatever I want. One sample that I'm extremely fascinated by is this version of the ranunculus. This is made with Issir Japanese cotton. It feels like paper, but it's cotton. It's unlike any fiber I've ever seen before. In fact, I'm gonna try it on. I'm sorry, it's so nice. I bet you weren't expecting it to be this nice because it is so beautiful and someone is looking at me from outside. Goodbye. I also thought I'd compose a little gift set. What would I buy for a knitter if I had more knitter friends in my life? In fact, I'm gonna make it more interesting and I'm gonna time this. I'll give myself 2 minutes to create a little gift set for a beginner knitter and my budget is £25. Okay, go. Oh, is it going? Yes, it's going. Okay, pocketbook. What a beginner needs? I can't do math. A beginner needs. Okay, no, I don't. I panicked. Where is the needle that I'm looking for? Okay, I'm definitely out of the budget. I also picked the wrong size needles. So I got a pocket book of knitting. This is a little book full of clear, friendly knitting, know-how and positive affirmations, the key techniques, illustrated, will build up your skills and confidence. 4 beautiful projects are included, I didn't know that. So a garter stitch scarf, a herringbone stitch blanket, a loop stitch pillow, and a simple pom-pom hat. Oh my god, this is even more perfect for a beginner than I knew. Oh, this is really cute. It's got some nice illustrations. And then I picked 1 skein of yarn for a mini scarf because that's what beginners tend to go for a lot. So I picked the Knitting for Olive Merino in the shade Soft Blue. This is obviously dependent on the recipient's favorite color. You can adapt that. I, without thinking, matched the book. So I'm very happy with my impulsive choice. A beginner obviously needs needles to pair with that. So I went for the Haya stainless steel circular knitting needles in the wrong size. Knitting for Olive recommends a 3mm for this one, but I, for a beginner, would probably maybe go for a 4. I would size up to a 4 just because beginners can be quite tight with their knitting. The book is £10, the Knitting for Olive Merino is £9, and the needles are £9. So I'm off by a couple of pounds, but that's fine for this time. Right, so I quite enjoyed doing that. So I'm just gonna come up with another little gift set idea. So the next prompt is, I'm traveling to the UK. I wanna bring my very experienced knitter friend back home a very unique British gift. I'm gonna raise my budget slightly. I'm gonna go for £35. Go. Okay, British. Hello, a skein of that. I can do this, I can do this. Okay. Oh, about 34 cents. Well, I mean, no, actually, what am I saying? Forget it. 7 seconds to spare. This one was quite hard because the star of the show kind of ate up most of the budget. So this is the Camel's Yarn BFL fingering in the shade Sandstone. It's this beautiful warm cream base with brown and burgundy speckles throughout it. This was £27. I only had a couple pounds to spare. I thought I would pair it with a little Lovey, which is an actual postcard, and you can send it to their address. And it's a little bird. I thought that was cute. The other day I was filming a scrunchie tutorial, a more in-depth version of the one that I included in my previous YouTube video. I made a couple more, but we wanted to test out another yarn for this scrunchie. This is the Rosarius 4 Via Vento. It is 100% cotton. And it's got this really interesting texture. This is what the strand looks like. It's extremely interesting, but I was just using these two shades to make a scrunchie, so I just want to finish that. I'm going to sit on this little bench I've got behind me and work away. Okay, so what do we think? I'm not sure these are the right colors just because the blue is cool toned and then the cream is very warm, but I think the texture is not too bad at all. I obviously don't want to forget to show you guys the back of the store where all the stock is kept. Look at this. We have Cardiff Cashmere at the back. Also, this is a little packing station where they pack orders. I assume this is an order that they want to ship next week. So in case you're curious, some customer bought the Like interchangeable bamboo knitting needle set, the 3.5-inch one, and then they bought 52 weeks of accessories. I believe that is. What is this? Is this a little sample booklet from Cardiff? This is the Cashmere Curly. Is that a new one? Oh wow. This is like a boucle type. It's not exactly the same as boucle, but it's curly. I love these shades. What would I pick if I had to choose one? I think the shade Moselle is beautiful. This is also lovely. It's like a muted burgundy. Love it. I think I'm gonna do another two with no budgets. The first prompt that I'm setting is my mom is turning 50. She's an avid knitter and I just want to spoil her. Okay, gonna go at the back of the store to get the Cardiff Cashmere box. This is so much more fun. Redesigned project bag. Stoppers. My mom is a stopper queen. 28 seconds. Stitch markers and a little card. Okay, huge haul. I got her a beautiful redesigned project bag. These are 100% leather bags made in Denmark. I got her some linen. So this is the Rosarius 4 Alfama. It's just 100% linen. This one is in the shade 03. She could make a ranunculus or just a lovely summer tank top, for example. For a similar purpose, I also picked the Isier Japanese cotton in the shade 54 that I was mentioning before. I also picked 3 stitch stoppers. So I got her a little sheep one, avocado, and llama. I also got her a Knitting for Olive compatible cashmere in the shade Bark. She will make a little neckerchief with this. So the shop has a few samples of this and it is a beautiful knitter's pattern. And this is made with 1 skein of that, so that's perfect. I also got her some stitch markers. I didn't have the time to see what these were. Okay, so they ended up being this black and white round stitch markers, which I know for a fact wouldn't be my mom's choice, but you know, we have 2 minutes, so it's fine. I got her a Seen It interchangeable circular needle set. Judging by the weight, they probably include most sizes. Then I got her an entire box of Cardiff Cashmere Classic in the shade 714. I must be honest, might not necessarily be the shade that my mom would pick, but this is all hypothetical, right? Oh my goodness. So good. And then I'm going to top everything off with a cute little card from Fiber Valley Art. So this was actually illustrated by Lorna, who is also a YouTuber. So I'm going to put her links down below. I'm going to put back all the stuff. This cashmere needs to go back where it was, and then I'll do the last one. Okay, I had to change my top because I was getting really warm running around in that one. On to the last little gift set. The prompt is I just turned 30 years old, which I'm not 30. These prompts, nothing's true about them. But anyway, I just turned 30. I got a major promotion and I just owe this to myself because I've not gifted myself anything in years. Go. Okay, one here. Cashmere. I dropped the box on my nose. I want all of this. Give me some boucle. 40 seconds? What do you mean? How could I forget the snips? No, something else. Ooh, this one. I picked the embroidery on knits. I love crafts so much, so any excuse to try something new out is great. I know for a fact that I would love embroidery. I've just never gotten around to it because to do everything I'd like to do, I'd probably need the week to be like 30 days long. Another book that I got myself is the Kutovaki ka knit this. Love it so much, and I just need it, you know, when you need things. I told you how I would like to get into embroidery, so I got this whole embroider set. This is fil au chinois. How dreamy. I managed to pick quite a lot of yarn, and all of this I was imagining in sweater quantity, but obviously I'm not going to go in the back stock and mess it up. I just picked what was on display. Some boucle by Essier, which is gorgeous. This is actually the same shade that I knitted my Ingrid sweater in, E6S. I've never worked with boucle before, but if I had to pick one, it'd be this one. I would get myself a sweater quantity of the Knitting for Olive Merino and Soft Silk Mohair in the shade Clover Green to make this Stockholm sweater V-neck version by Petite Knit. Same yarn bases in the shade Dusty Violet to make an Elizabeth blouse by Petite Knit. Next, I'm getting some sweater quantity of the Fat Mohair by this brand that I know for a fact I'll never be able to pronounce, so I really, truly, deeply apologize. I call it Scissorgit. I know it does not sound like that at all. I once spoke to a Danish person and she told me how she pronounces it, and it is just really impressive. But yeah, this is in the shade Tiramisu. I really like how Petite Knit used this in her marble sweater, so she paired it with a chunkier strand of like a cream yarn, and the Tiramisu streaks would create a really lovely marble effect. I also quickly picked a beautiful luxurious box of Cardiff Cashmere. This is in the shade 623. It was kind of impromptu pick. So this one actually doesn't have 10 skeins in it. I guess we're making something fitted. It's heavenly. And lastly, how could I not include a Kohana Sakura mini handmade snip? That was a workout. It's time to look at the cashmere. Another thing on my wish list, which at this point you're probably thinking, I've got so many things that I want to knit. So, you know, when I talk to you about my wish list, just know that I don't necessarily believe that I'm gonna get through all of these things. I just have hope. You know, it's what keeps me going. So I've been dreaming about a red cardigan for a while. I just want to make something entirely out of the 714, which I've already used for my chain scarf by Nitharina. I want to wear my cardigan with a little white tank top that peeks through it. I'm going to pair it with really deep navy jeans, and then I'm going to wear some bright red Mary Janes with them. And some sort of shoulder bag. I'm not sure what color, so let me know if you have any recommendations for the bag color. But guys, let me know which color cashmere you would pick. There is also more cashmere here. This is all the fingering weight. I love the Cardiff Brush Light in the shade 1119, which, by the way, this yarn strand has such an interesting structure. It's slightly curly and super fluffy. Let me show you. Right, I've changed my outfit to the Inovets, and this garment is making me really want something in light gray, so let's see if there's a nice light gray that I could eventually go for. We have the Along avec Anna in the shade Reverie. So this has a slight blue undertone. It's almost a bluish gray, whereas this one is more of a neutral light gray, and this is in the shade Louvre, I think that's how you pronounce it. Knitting for Olive also has some good grays. We have Morning Haze. Pearl Grey has got a bit more of a greenish tinge to it. The Telling Yarns Steadfast, which is a DK weight. This is in the shade Natural. And actually, a fun fact about this hand dyer, she's the only hand dyer in the whole wide world to have this yarn base. Makes it super special. I love by Laxton's because they're traceable, so they have a little QR code that you can scan and you can see what sheep these come from. And you know, another nice, really nice gray, the New Life wool. It's 100% recycled. This is slightly darker than the ones that I've shown you so far by this brand that I don't know how to pronounce. I feel like it's been so long since I last updated you on what I'm knitting. I finally managed to understand the honeycomb brioche stitch for my honey bucket bag by Petite Knit. So this is the beautiful honeycomb brioche, which is so much thicker than I was expecting. It's so beautiful. This would be so amazing for a jacket because it's so hefty and plump. So I've completed the sides and I'm now onto the drawstring casing and the top edge. And I just don't think I have enough yarn. I'm missing about 4 centimeters of honeycomb brioche, and the brioche eats up loads of yarn. And I also have to knit the inside of that top edge. So it's a lot of knitting and I'm just scared that I won't have enough. So I don't know if I should go forward and see if I can make it and win Yarn Chicken, or should I just rip it back a couple of centimeters now just to make the bag shorter but ensure that I have enough to make the top edge. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I've also really been into knitting accessories, so I thought I'd look at what they have. There's loads of stuff in here, but I thought I would look through it. So first I see a little Dachshund Lovey. It's my dream to own this dog. In fact, I'd like to have 2, and I already decided on the name. So I'd have a boy and a girl. The boy would be called Cantuccio. It's this Italian double-baked biscuit that has an elongated shape. And then the girl would be called Mafalda, which is a type of long pasta. So yeah, Cantuccio Mafalda, just so you know. They also have these really pretty buttons that I've never looked at up close. I've been really into colors in the last few months, so I'm always on the lookout for new combinations. And I've noticed that Kutuvakika has this one color combination that is quite a staple to her, I think. I've just gone and grabbed her Knit This pattern book. If you go on page 145, her dirty caramel sweater exemplifies this combination, that burnt orange paired with that beautiful pastel-y pink. They just complement each other so well, and I think it's so timeless looking. I just imagined like a burnt orange cardigan with pink buttons. So imagine this, a cardigan knitted in a shade like this one. This is the Camel's Yarn BFL fingering in the shade Spice, paired with a beautiful pinky button. I also found the Cardiff Cashmere Classic in the shade 550, which is a mustard shade. I think this would also look incredible with a pinky button. You can obviously also reverse it and do a pinky cardigan with more of a mustard burnt orange button. So I'll show you that as well. So I found the Positive Ease hand-dyed yarn. This is pure merino in the shade Greetings from Bologna. It's this beautiful blush pink base with very subtle hints and streaks of this mustard shade, which exactly proves and supports the color combination that I've been trying to explain to you guys. So imagine a cardigan knitted in this and a little mustard button. This is in the shade Buttercup. I love this. Or how about little color work situation? So these are 2 shades of Skadi by Hey Mama Wolf. I believe this is the softest wool you can find in Europe. So I picked the shade 08 and 10, and I think this is exactly what Kutuvakika loves. I'm honestly struggling to resist. Speaking of cardigans, I saw this lovely outfit on some Instagram story. I saved it, so I'm gonna put it on screen, and I absolutely loved that cardigan, that shade, everything about it, and I want to recreate it. And I'm thinking this New Life wool in the shade 4220 is the closest thing, and it is so cute. So there's just so many things on my knit wish list. I actually asked you guys on Instagram how many items more or less you have on your wish list. Way more than I was expecting. Actually told me that they don't have more than 3, which I thought was so impressive, and please teach me your ways. Guys, I found a basket full of goodies. I thought I'd go through it. I reckon this will be fun. A lovely scarf. What? How majestic is this? Is this the right side? Okay, we've got a Dead Easy, which is the one that I'm wearing. The ribbing is spectacular. I've never seen ribbing like this. It's so pretty. What else? So we have this beautiful cowl, so funky. A little beanie, quite little. I think this is the right way. Okay, no, that's not the right way. We have another one of these funky cowls, another small beanie. It's too small for my head. Socks, shawl with some hand-dyed yarn. Look at the cast off. Is that even the cast off? We have another beautiful shawl. This time it has this gorgeous scalloped edging. Oh wow, so this stitch is like a weaved basket stitch. And another one. This is so beautiful. An unfinished little granny square top, I think. Oh my god, this is gorgeous. Shawl neckerchief, another sock in the same fun yarn, little hat, and that was all. So it's now 5:30. I've been locked in the yarn store since 11:30. I just can't believe I had the whole yarn store to myself for so many hours. But yes, once again, please let me know what you would do if you had the chance to do the same. What's one thing that I showed you today that you could absolutely not walk away without? I'm so glad to announce that I'm not gonna go home with anything. Funnily enough, I've not knitted today. I've only crocheted a little bit, but I'll leave my Instagram on the screen in case you want to follow my knitting more in real time. And as always, I thank you so much for sticking to the end of the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.